I will ask you one simple question. Who is the best character in gaming history? Some great shouts are Kratos when it comes to power, Jason Brody from Far Cry 3 when it comes down to with character development. Personally, I think Arthur Morgan was simply the best, so be sure to subscribe and like, as it does help me out a lot. In the first stages of the game, we genuinely want to play as John, because some of us did play the first Red Dead Redemption. In the first stages, we just feel like, it just feels weird playing Arthur, if you know what I mean. But as the game progresses, you simply feel like Arthur, because you have to make difficult choices. Now, some of us were lucky enough to not be spoiled, but like every time someone in the gang dies, we were as much hurt as was Arthur. I heard many people say they got their own journal because that's how much people were inspired from Arthur. Now the game made him so well, because at the start he seems a bit of a dick to John, right?
Ain't you a sorry sight?
Can't argue with you there.
See? I told Dutch you weren't the right man for this.
Had a run-in with that fella earlier. We ain't on the best of terms.
You had a run-in. I've had a run-in with half that town.
Calm down. It's done now, ain't it?
Why are you being so cagey about all this? Always playing some goddamn game.
Me? I ain't the one taking Jack on fishing trips.
No, you ain't. If you say the boy ain't yours, what's the difference? You probably only run off again. Well, thanks for all the help with this. Can't herd, can't swim.
Give it a rest, will ya?
We know that John left Jack and Abigail for like a year. Other than that, we don't know why he's being a dick to John. Getting later on the stages of the game, we can hear this conversation with Rainfalls.
I had a son once, years ago. Don't talk about him much.
Oh, what was his name?
Isaac. His mother, Eliza, was a waitress I met. When she got pregnant, she knew who I was, what my life was. I didn't want to promise nothing I couldn't keep, but I said I'd do right by them. Every few months, I'd stop by there for a few days. He was such a good kid. She was too, I guess. Just a kid, 19.
What happened?
I got there one day and saw two crosses outside, and I knew right away. Turned out some bastards had come through, robbed them, and shot them dead, and offered $10. It hardened me, feeling that kind of pain. But I know now that you don't get to live a bad life and have good things happen to you.
From this conversation, we can see that Arthur was simply jealous of what John has because he lost what he had. And yes, John gets more closer to his family after Jack is brought back home from Angelo Bronte.
Come on, play, Pop.
What'd you call me?
I'll be Achilles, you be Hector.
I don't read none of that nonsense.
It's easy. You swing your sword like this.
Now ain't such a good time, kid.
Guess it never is. Ha! Ha! Gonna get you.
Two orphans playing at Happy Families. What a touching scene.
Go to hell.
You know, Jack, Dutch thought your pa was gold once too, till he realized he was just yellow.
Leave my son the hell alone. You got something to say? Say it to me, you son of a bitch!
Oh, look, the rest of the old guard. Cherish every last moment with your son, John.
And we can see Arthur doesn't really pick on him that much anymore, even though it's still eating him inside. And like chapter 3 or 4 is where we are genuinely in love with Arthur. The game makes us even closer to him with basically every choice we make. We can change him completely how we look, from hairstyles, clothes, weight, and being clean and whatever. And at the beginning of the game, like, we don't really care what's going on. Like, we kill everybody on sight. Isn't that right? But then end of the chapter 5 starts.
What is it?
It's not good news.
I guess that.
You got tuberculosis. Really sorry for you, son. It's a hell of a thing.
What you mean?
You're real sick. It's a progressive disease, and you'll be... Now, the best thing is rest, and getting somewhere warm and dry, and taking it easy. Now, is that possible?
Now at this point, Arthur was fully diagnosed with tuberculosis, and the game makes us know that because now we're at our lowest weight. We can't use basically consumables a lot because they won't do effect anymore because he is sick. Everything is basically capped at some sort of level. And this is when genuinely the name of the game starts making sense. Red Dead Redemption. This is the redemption of Arthur. He now understands that he doesn't have much to live. You can see this in his journal. So slowly, by your decisions, you're choosing how Arthur is going basically to die. Is he going to get a peaceful ending? Is he going to get a horrible ending depending on your choices? The game made us feel like everything we did mattered to the very last second. In all my years that I've been alive, that I've played any kind of story game or whatever, I have never seen protagonists admit they are scared. And this genuinely stabs you in the heart.
What am I gonna do now?
Be grateful that for the first time, you see your life clearly.
Sure.
Perhaps you could help somebody. Helping makes you really happy.
But I still don't believe in nothing.
Often, neither do I. But then I meet someone like you, and everything makes sense.
You're too smart for me, sister. I guess I'm afraid.
There is nothing to be afraid of, Mr. Morgan. Take a gamble that love exists and do a loving act.
This is where a lot of more like stranger missions start to appear because we want to gain as much honor as possible. Now look, if you're at this point of the stage and you're basically like fully on low honor and you want to at least get the good ending, which certainly not good, he dies, but I recommend doing the Leopold Strauss missions, as they will get you like a shit ton of honor and you can kick his ass out of the camp. But that's what I mean, like as soon as Arthur gets diagnosed with tuberculosis, everything goes from like being an asshole to everyone to finally being a nice person, because you want him to at least be nice before he dies, and the game recognizes that. And then we reach the point where it's the final mission with Arthur, and I'm just gonna play it out. Yo, I'm gonna be honest, this is the first game that has actually made me cry a little bit. There's never been a game that... There's never been a game that has actually even gotten me close to crying, except Red Dead Redemption 2. And I didn't cry that much, I still got a tear out of my eye because I genuinely loved Arthur with all my life. And yeah, I hope you did enjoy. Let me know down in the comments who your favorite game character is. That's about it for me today. I hope you did enjoy. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah, mwah, mwah.